Hey everybody, I'm Alex P. Taylor.
I'm Meredith Krapek.
And this is our first episode of Realitypus. Can you believe this?
I can. I can. Can you?
I mean, we are here right now.
I think
yes,
the
so
more
I can.
important
Yeah.
question is, can you believe it?
I can believe it. I think maybe we need to tell everybody where Realitypus came from.
That seems important.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was on Below Deck this past year.
As the primary, that's important information.
As the primary, season 11, episodes 13 and 14. Plug. And what happened on the episode 13, was I requested a special kind of nachos. And for those that don't know, I am also the Nacho King of Connecticut. Mm-hmm. You knew.
For now. Just kidding. I won't come for your nachos.
Until my throne is taken away from me.
Not by me.
Maybe. You never know. But so we ended off requesting Octopus Nachos, which was a little controversial. And they were delicious. Thank you, Chef Nick, who I'm still in touch with. And as we figured out what we wanted to do with this podcast, we kind of went through a few different versions of names. And Reality Octopus was one of them.
Yeah, but not edgy enough.
Not edgy. So we kind of switched over a little bit to the puss side. And no comment. And then we put the two words together, so a nice mashup of Realitypus. So here we are.
What a phenomenal explanation that was.
Yeah, I feel like
that was really good.
It all came together really nicely. For everybody who was wondering where we came up with the name Realitypus, episode 1, we now have it all figured out.
I'm just happy if there's a puss involved.
Listen, there's so many kinds of pusses in life. And we hope that you find the right puss for you at the end of the day.
It's this one.
Yes.
Not this one, like this one.
It's the reality puss that we're hoping that you like. So I feel like we need to introduce ourselves a little bit. So maybe what I want to do is ask you a few questions so that the audience can understand and learn more about you.
Please.
So Meredith.
Yes.
I like to say Meredith Krapek.
I know you do. It's not my favorite.
It is. I feel like, but I see a Meredith and a
annoying.
palm tree coming out.
That's really not my brand. You don't
But tell us how to say your last name then.
Krapek.
Krapek, not
That's where
Tropic.
it came from, like Tropic.
Yes.
Not my personality, the sound.
Yes.
All right,
like
let it go.
Hawaiian Tropic then. We'll just change Meredith to Hawaiian.
All right. What's
and then
the first
Hawaiian
question?
Hawaiian Tropic, if you're listening, we are looking for sponsors. Thank you. First question. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're originally from.
Okay.
And how you got here.
Sure. Originally, I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. I grew up there, went to college there. At the time, I moved to San Diego after I graduated with my boyfriend at the time.
Mission Beach. Pacific Beach.
That's not where we live.
Yeah.
Because gross, but fun to hang out at.
Come on.
That's...
Were you in that area, though?
Yeah, we got a condo in La Jolla, like UTC, which is like more affordable La Jolla.
All right.
Outskirts.
Was there like a favorite taco involved in kind of this area?
Lot of, really everywhere the eye can see. There are delicious fish tacos out there.
Fish
people
tacos.
Don't realize,
fish tacos,
but,
I'm digging it.
Some are better than others, but yes, tacos were had, let's say. Yeah. So after 4 years, my ex and I moved to Connecticut because his family is here and his job was here. That was like 10 years ago, which I just realized the other day. I'm not pleased about it, but...
time goes by fast.
I know.
Time goes by fast.
But I've been here for so long, and I'm old and decrepit, so I don't have the energy.
Does she look old and decrepit?
Don't answer that.
No.
That's what the ring light is for.
No.
But yeah, so I'm here now. My marriage dissolved, as a lot of marriages do, which is fine.
As some relationships in life in general do.
When's that gonna happen for
episode 2 is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's not gonna go far. But after that, I wanted to get back into the entertainment world. I acted as a kid. I've always enjoyed it. When I wasn't working, when I was like trying to be a housewife, which obviously didn't take, I started hosting trivia, and I was co-hosting a podcast with one of my friends, and I loved it and wanted to do more of it. So I started working for Full Power Radio. Now I'm with iHeartRadio. So I do interviews for Community Access, the program. I blog, I research, record, edit, yada, yada, yada.
We want to shout out also to Renee Danino.
Renee Danino.
Renee, we love you.
Is my everything. Did I tell you what I got her for her retirement gift?
You did, but tell everybody at home because I think it's
okay. Well, that was a setup, so you're supposed to say no. What did
I'm
you
honest.
Get? He's new.
I'm honest. No, actually, hold on. No, you didn't. Tell me what you got.
There we go. We'll just edit. We'll edit that properly. It was a gold necklace that said PIMP because she is, and she opened it. She was like, I am a pimp. I was like,
did she put it on right away?
She wanted to, but it was right before her retirement party. So she was like, should I, shouldn't I?
I would have done it.
Well, it's okay. But yes, thank you for everything, Renee. Miss you every day. Love you so much.
And I was lucky enough to meet Renee last year. Or earlier, obviously. And her and I recorded some episodes together highlighting local foods from around Connecticut. So it was pretty amazing that we got to do that together. And, I feel like that's our common thread. Renee kind of brought us together in a way.
Right. Well, because you're so omniscient, I had seen you bebopping around Instagram. I started following you. Honestly, I don't mean this in a mean way, but I don't remember why.
Yeah.
Not that I regret
it's
it.
It's okay.
But I was like aware of you. And then I was working with Renee one day and you came in the studio for an interview.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that day.
And it was just like, the clouds
You had a really
parted.
cool bottle cap jacket on.
Yes. Thank you, Tall Eric. We'll tag you in
Not
this.
Short Eric, Tall Eric.
Custom made.
Yes.
Very cool. But yes, is that what made you think you liked me initially?
I thought it was very Desperately Seeking Susan with the pyramid in the back. And I thought you had that kind of like vibe to you that I liked a lot. So
Desperate.
Desperately seeking a podcast.
That is true.
Yes.
But that wasn't what initially happened. So yada, yada, yada. We like weirdly hit it off. I was like, is that person just nice to everyone? Or do we have probably the former?
I think that in general, I probably get along with 99.9% of people in the world or in life that I know. And there will always be that 0.1% though that just hates me. And that's fine. I'm used to it,
I'm basically that, but the inverse.
She is the 0.1% right now because we wanted to have a really fun dichotomy for this podcast.
Right. Well, I was just saying that in my world, the 0.1 are the people who enjoy my company.
Okay.
Yeah, which is fine.
So it's like the exact reverse.
Right.
You're saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is turning out to be a lot educational in many ways, right?
And we have to edit this so much for time, which
not
is fine.
Not even. We're
but
rolling
I did
with
like
it.
You're like a local nacho king, and I followed you on Instagram not knowing why. So
Alex P. Taylor 1 Instagram.
Okay.
Follow me. Plug.
We could just put that graphic on the screen.
Nah, just keep rolling.
Okay, cool. But I was like, maybe I should call him and pick his brain about how to actually become a successful human being. So we did. We set up a little phone call. I thought it would be like a 15 to 30-minute conversation max.
2 hours later, and also we decided we were going to record a podcast together.
Yeah. I think that was actually your idea, which still is flabbergasting to me.
Well, I think you and I had such a great conversation on that phone that day. I thought to myself, I think we just recorded a podcast with the amount of things that we talked about.
And then we were like, save it. But we couldn't
I was
stop.
like, don't tell me anything else. I need to have this be raw for here we are today, which by the way, we are at the Goodwin.
We are a lovely boutique hotel in Hartford.
They were gracious enough to let us take some photos out in the bookshelf case area there.
It's called a library, sweetheart.
Okay, the bibliothèque, if you will, if you want to speak another language. And I think my friend Kirsten actually designed that.
Really?
Which I remember her saying a while ago, and it dawned on me right now that I think she did. So Kirsten, if you did do that, you'll see yourself tagged on Instagram.
And you know what? If you didn't, you must be cool because he thinks you might have. So good work.
Yes, she does. She does a lot of great work. So they also opened up a space that is closed for us. So this is their restaurant area that people aren't in right now. But it's wonderful because it turned out to be the perfect space for us to do this podcast in.
Have you stayed here before?
I have never stayed at the good one, but I know people that have, and they really love it.
I think I've stayed here at least 3 times before, and it is tremendous.
Yes.
Yeah, very cute, well curated.
I have been in the bar area before.
Not me. Don't touch the stuff.
Yeah, no, never. But yeah, it's such a great space. So we want to say thank you again to the Goodwin for opening and being such a gracious host for us on this first episode. We really do appreciate that. So I'm going to flip the questions over to you so that you can ask me a question about, my origin story.
Sure.
And then I can go through that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the 8 arms of the octopus.
I prefer to call them tentacles. It's very important to me.
Okay, the tentacles of the octopus.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, so batter up. You are now the interviewer.
Okay, how does one become a nacho king?
So, good question. I, once upon a time, was doing nacho showcases all over Connecticut. Every November, it would be something we would spend a month long doing.
We?
We can't really go
but
into that.
It was an affiliated project
yes
that you spearheaded.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
So super fun. And I started doing local media appearances about this nacho celebration that we were doing. And I got on to NBC 30. From there, I kind of sent the link out to different stations and said, hey, I'd love to do this with you as well. And now on Channel 3, I get to Great Day, Connecticut. So shout out to Kate, Scott, and Kara. I get to record original recipes with them from my upcoming cookbook, which is called Totally Notrageous Lessons in Life and Nachos.
When does that come out?
Coming soon. It's a book is a quite the endeavor. So it's actually, I'm just finishing kind of the chapters. This is going to be a chapter, so I kind of have to keep it's hard to shut off writing at some point.
Are you going to dedicate it to me?
I can't tell you that right now.
Let's
but
go after episode 2.
When you open that page up, you're going to know what it's about. Okay. So it's become, a labor of love project with writing the book and also getting to do the recipes that are on the air and put those into the book. And, I think that's kind of where Nacho King nickname has sprung up. So I'm really... Is
that a self-imposed nickname?
It is not self-proclaimed, no. So when I was doing those showcases, there was one person in particular that actually started calling me Nacho King.
Do you have a crown?
I have actually. So my friend Emily, who is a teacher, I did a interview with their students, and they actually made me a crown made of chips.
Wow.
Yeah.
So lasted I have a chip. How long?
I didn't eat it. I have it at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring it the next one.
I'm gonna eat it.
I don't think you can, but if
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see. I feel like there's a technical term for what it's called. Like it's not paper mache, but it's like clay, like a mold almost. Okay. So don't eat it because you'll never make it to episode 3.
Bring it next time. We'll circle back.
Okay, we will. We'll talk.
How did you parry being a Nacho King into being not only on Below Deck, but a primary on Below Deck?
So at the time, and this whole process started back in the summer of 2022. So this was a couple of years back now. I wrote an email.
I was 17.
Yes, exactly. This is just the whole process of how things go. So I wrote an email to them, to the casting department, and I said, I would love to do this. Here's my idea, where I might be able to bring people from different parts of the United States together. That idea kind of didn't go through, but it did become a real thing when we made it all about influencers. So they wrote to me around October of that year and said, can you put a group together? We like your story. We like everything that you wrote to us. We brought that group together and found out in October of 2022 that we were accepted by Bravo to record. And we picked our charter and we picked when we would leave. And then 3 people dropped out of the group, and we had to find another 3 people to do it. And by the skin of our teeth, we made it in March of 2023 to record in Grenada, Below Deck, which would be the Caribbean season, where it was the first one where Captain Carey was there. So super fun. We had no idea who the captain was going to be going into it.
Did they not tell cast members before their season who it's going to be until the last minute?
So there's crew members, and then there's the charter guests. So I don't think they tell either of the groups until you get on there. And I think I know one of the things about production that we were told when we were recording was, do not talk about any past. You are in the moment, and this is you're having an experience.
Reality.
It was
might
reality.
say.
And I feel like for me, which is super fun, I only watched the first few seasons of Below Deck, so I was very familiar with Captain Lee and Kate and Ben, Chef Ben. So when we got on the boat, I had no idea who anyone was. There was someone that was in our charter that actually was an avid fan, and she knew right away who everyone was.
Oh, nice.
But I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a very raw experience, like where I just learned as I went along. And it was.
Well, I feel like we're definitely going to delve deeper into your Below Deck experience at some point. But that is, I think, how we first bonded, because when you came in for your interview, I had just seen your episodes on Below Deck, and I couldn't even help myself. I was like, what's going on with Fraser? Is he still interested in your friend? You were like, I can't tell you.
Steven. Yeah, no.
And then I followed up when we were on the phone, and that's how we started talking about reality TV for 2 hours.
I mean, I think there's all sorts of things that go on, because if you think about it, it's like 2 1-hour episodes, and there's so many things that happen during that time frame that we're there, and even what happens after. So
BravoCon, get me in.
Well, they decided not to do BravoCon until the following year. So unfortunately, 2025, we're going to have to wait.
I'll be dead by then.
Andy, help us out.
Oh my God, Andy. I can't.
Andy Cohen.
I can't.
Yeah.
The only thing I want in my life at all is to meet Andy Cohen.
Okay, I was going to say, like, well, I don't know.
It's that important.
Yeah, but I feel like, through all of the Below Deck things that have happened, I was able to go with Dylan, and then actually with Barbie in Paris separately to episodes of Watch What Happens Live. And that was such an experience, because you never think you're going to see these behind the scenes things. And then all of a sudden you're there, and it's pretty amazing, a lot of the things that happen. And there's something coming up in October that I can't talk about, but it's going to be another foray into, she can't say. There's going to be another moment that we'll be able to talk more about as we keep going. But for right now, Below Deck. And I just feel like I'm personally, putting a lot of myself out there, because, life is short. And you know what? Put in your energy and do what you need to do, and have people get to know you. That's
I
really
think
what
that
it's all
we're
about.
like-minded in that way, and also like good timing
Yeah,
betwixt the two of us.
totally.
So should we talk more about like what we're thinking for the premise of
Yeah.
Realitypus?
I think so. I think that would be great. So we had mentioned the 8 tentacles.
Thank you.
Tentacles. You got it. We have to be very clear. Not arms.
I mean, it's just more salacious,
Tentacles.
right?
Yeah,
Have a
tentacles.
little.
But I'm very excited. I feel like each of the arms will represent something.
What did you just say? You said arm.
Each of the
We'll fix it in post. It's
each
fine.
of the tentacles will represent something, a theme to reality TV, kind of what we talked about. So I actually printed this out. So do you want to?
On the thickest
Very thick,
paper stock.
very thick cardstock. It's the
This is
card
primary
stock.
guest paper stock.
This is Saint David cardstock right here. So tell us what arm 1 is.
So arm 1, we're thinking villains. So you got me saying arm now. I am very upset. Tentacle 1 will be about villains. So essentially the tentacles are lenses through which we can analyze reality TV shows in general or episode by episode. We will probably also foray into other shows besides Below Deck, but since that's where my little baby was born and raised, we're going to start there.
This is where I grew up.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask though, because you developed this initial list, and I kind of went through and edited it a little bit. I think it's interesting that you started with villains.
Well, I think that's kind of why a lot of people watch reality TV, right?
Okay, I see where you got.
I know
so,
you're an optimist,
I
but
know.
come on.
So as I was going through the list,
You made it a lot more positive. Which is fine.
Right. No, I'm feeling good about what I did.
Of course you are.
Unfortunately, also too, it says arm. Tentacle. It should say
We're gonna have to reprint.
Yeah, we're gonna reprint on the recipe cardstock here. So arm tentacle 2 is heroes / MVPs. So I feel like to the opposite, kind of villain character, there is that other end of it, which it's interesting to think about when you're watching a show to identify who's who in that. And sometimes the villain's actually the hero.
Right. And sometimes we do like a mid-season switcheroo.
Yeah.
You never know. It's
so you
very
find out
exciting.
things as you go along, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is also true to life as well, which, be on the lookout for that kind of stuff.
Maybe I'll change into a hero at some point.
Yeah. No, I like that. I mean, maybe you will.
There's
Maybe
still
I
time.
will change to the villain. I love it. So Tentacle 3, tell us what we got.
So Tentacle 3 is underappreciated value adds and or underdogs. So like who or what would we like to see more of?
Yeah.
It's like that person's not getting a lot of screen time, but
Why? And I wonder why sometimes they don't get a lot of
that
screen
too.
time.
But also I'm interested. Let me see more.
But then they end off like coming out and shining maybe in the end, right? So I can think of a couple people on TV that reality TV that had that. So tentacle number 4 is funniest moment. So I think there's a lot of different kinds of things that happen that you get to see on reality TV, and when we see like the funny moments, I think we know it. When I can like rewind back to Real World New Orleans of like MTV era, and the funniest person that I can think of is Melissa Howard from season 9 of Real World New Orleans. She is the epitome of funny to me, and I wish that they would just give her own show,
Right.
because she would be phenomenal in whatever she does, and she seriously is always funny.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to send you over some episodes of Real World New Orleans, and we might have to talk about that at some point as well.
Yeah, I'm in. I dabbled, but
You dabbled in Real World, but not
I wasn't born yet when it came
our
out.
dub.
So.
Yeah, she's
I'll
only
do my
17.
research,
She's
it's
only
fine.
17. That's it. So tell us about Tentacle 6.
It's actually Tentacle 5, bless your heart.
Oh,
but
no, I jumped over.
the most heinous / cringeworthy moment.
Cringeworthy. When I hear cringeworthy, I kind of go to Jersey Shore. And I'm thinking about particularly the episode where Snooki got punched in the face.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, that's wow.
I'm
I
glad
can't
you
even
said that
believe
because I thought you were going to use an example of one of them just doing something hilarious but a little like outlandish. But that was actually very cringe. It was like, this isn't funny or cute right now. But it is the reality and it's fascinating.
I would also say after that happened, they bonded with her more. What was going on with the show.
She needed that because...
I mean, she didn't need it, but
well,
I feel
I mean,
like
for the house
her character arc changed at that point.
Yeah.
Where they actually were protective of her after that.
You're right.
So, Snooki, we love you if you're listening to this.
Oh my God, I have so much Snooki merch. I can't even. I love it.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Well, we can dream. Maybe someday.
Snooks.
Nicole, we'll get you on the show. And so now we're going to go back to Tentacle 6, which is change, growth, inspirational moment. So that growth moment we were just talking about, or where something changes in a character on reality TV. And I think that happens a lot where you start to see a difference from, episode 1 to episode 6 or later in the season, let's say.
Or like one thing happens that changes the whole trajectory of the show or the dynamic or the energy.
Like it could be that punch, like it changed things. So then let's move on to Tentacle 7.
You're getting so good at Tentacle. I'm so proud of you. Tentacle 7 is location.
I often say that location is a character of its own. So if you think about, for me, each season of The Real World, it was always in a different place, which essentially became a character. And if they were in a different town or a different city, I think things would have played out differently.
Right. It sets the culture and the vibe.
Yeah. One of my favorite real world locations was Hawaii. And we got to see, I'd never been to Hawaii. I still haven't been to Hawaii. But it was an amazing experience with Ruthie, who was going through some alcoholism issues, at the time, which, in hindsight, we all kind of drank a lot in college and but we weren't on camera, so God forbid if that was the case. But I think even for me, when I look back at my below deck experience, that was my first time leaving the country. So Grenada was the first place I ever traveled to outside of the United States.
I love that.
It was an amazing first time. I mean, like, if you're going to leave the country for the first time,
might as well do it on a super yacht
or on a reality TV show, so you can always go back and watch it over and over again, right?
I didn't think about it like that.
It's kind of like a home movie at this point. And I will always remember my first STD on the show.
Sure. Yeah.
STD stands for Saint David, by the way, in case you didn't. Yeah. We'll talk more about nicknames. And then last but not least, Tentacle 8 of the Octopus. 8, right? Is who would we most want to grab a drink with and why? So, I'll just ask you, is there anyone in particular that you just right off the bat would answer if I asked you that question?
I have a lot of overarching reality TV people thoughts, but that's like asking me what my favorite movie is right now. I have to really sit down and think about it. But the first thing that came to mind was the chef on the current season of Below Deck.
Jono?
Yeah.
Jono.
Yeah.
Jono? Okay. Yeah. Chef. Okay.
He just seems like a sweet baby, good time.
Oh. Yeah. Let's say then I'll go with that theme. If I had to pick someone to from that season to have a drink with, I did have a drink with someone from that season. So Ellie, she was at the season finale party in Florida, I think 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. And she was really awesome. We actually shared Diet Cokes together, so it wasn't really a drink.
Doesn't sound that awesome.
But, no, it was actually super fun. And they had these really huge green plastic cups. And I think, the name of the place was Flanagan's.
Ooh, Irishy.
Yeah, in West Palm Beach, West Palm. But anyway, shout out Ellie. We're loving you this season.
Gorge, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gosh,
happy for her, but sad for me.
It's so fun because you also, if you check out her Instagram page, like she's modeling a lot right now. And there's like a whole modeling series where it's tape that is a tape swimsuit, which is crazy and wild. And
well, a little birdie will tell you that I once did a foil photo shoot in a similar way. I mean, I'm not hot or on television, but it was fun and I enjoyed it with my favorite photo.
Well, we're gonna have to superimpose some images of that into this.
Yeah, my Instagram is just gonna take over the entire screen, so it's fine.
Sorry. Oh my God. So listen, I feel like we have covered a lot of bases for episode 1. I want to say thank you to you for doing this as a project together. I love the fact that this went so smoothly today. And I had a lot of fun. It was very relaxed, and I can't wait to start digging deeper into episodes and characters and different things that make reality TV tick. And we also want to thank our listeners right now who...
all 2 of them.
If you made it this far in the recording, though, if you made it this far, you can find us on Instagram at Realitypus, which is REALITYPUS.
S, right?
1 S.
That was a debate for a while.
Yeah,
did we land on one?
1 S because octopus has 1 S.
Right,
and then PUSS is pus. So we kind of wanted to avoid that. But also, I'm Alex P. Taylor 1 on Instagram. And what's yours?
Meredith Krapek.
Not Tropic.
But
Krapek.
Sounds like Tropic.
Gosh. But we want to say thank you again. Also, thank you to the Goodwin for hosting us on our first episode. One of our intentions is to actually travel around to different hotel locations or boutique hotel locations and kind of experience that. So stay tuned. There's a lot more fun with that. And thank you again to Colt.
Thanks, Colt.
And also to our photographer,
Danny K. Hanja, my everything.
We really appreciate both of you for being here with us on this first foray into Realitypus. And stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
There is more on the way.
Love you.
Love you.
There's a reason why you're not the one. You're not the one.